The clock struck midnight on the wall. The shadows grew both dark and tall. A horror writer sat to write deep in the silence of the night. His novel was just halfway done, a tale where monsters chased the sun. He typed a line about a cave, a cold and grim forgotten grave. But as he pressed the final key, the room began to shake and flee. The ink upon the page turned wet and spun into a swirling net. The paper tore, the desk gave way, the room dissolved from night to day, or rather to a twilight dread where everything was black and red. He tumbled down a spiral space and landed in a terrifying place. He looked around with shaking knees at twisted roots and bleeding trees. The air was thick with sulfur smoke, and that is when the writer woke to see the world he had designed, the dark creation of his mind. He recognized the jagged stone, the castle made of skin and bone. He heard a growl from in the dark, a creature wicked, cold and stark. It was the beast he'd drawn so well, the demon king of his own hell. The writer cried, "This cannot be, I am the one who fashioned thee." Its yellow teeth and stepped from out the foggy heath. You made me cruel, you made me bad, you gave me every spike I had, but left me stuck in chapter 10, trapped in the ink of your own pen. You left me halfway in the dark, without a finish or a spark. The writer turned and started running through thorns and briars, sharp and cunning. He knew the paths, he knew the ground, he knew where safety could be found. He ran toward the final page to escape the monster and its rage. He needed to find a pen or ink to change the plot before he'd sink. Castle's iron door and scrambled up the stone-cold floor. Inside the tower on a stand, a giant quill was close at hand, with ink as black as midnight sky. He heard the monster getting nigh. It smashed the door, it roared in pain like thunder in a heavy rain. The writer grabbed the heavy quill and worked with all his strength and will. He wrote a door upon the wall to lead him back to his own hall. He wrote the beast a sudden sleep, a slumber heavy, dark and deep. The monster fell upon the floor and closed its eyes to roar no more. The writer leaped right through the gate and fled his own horrific fate. He fell back through the spinning air and woke up in his office chair. The desk was there, the lamp was bright, it was the middle of the night. The computer screen was glowing blue with words he knew were completely true. The halfway mark and shuddered at the sudden dark. He closed the file and turned it off and let out a relieved soft cough. He swore he'd write of fields and flowers and sunny days and happy hours, for now he knew what writers fear: the things you write might get too near.